Tonight we have camera views up and down the Texas coast courtesy of Saltwater Recon. We are talking from Galveston to Corpus Christi, and you can see rough surf and some high tides from a tropical system in the southern Gulf of Mexico. And breaking right now, here's another look. This is from Texas City and that city's webcam showing the Texas City dike, which we just learned will close in 1 hour because of high surf and dangerous conditions. The world's longest man-made fishing pier expected to stay closed until at least Thursday.
The KHOU 11 team is tracking the impacts for you this evening with live reports from coastal communities like Corpus Christi, Surfside Beach, and Galveston Bay. But we begin this hour with Chief Meteorologist David Paul on tonight's biggest impacts for you. Dave.
And for sure, it's folks and communities right along the immediate coast with all the surf action and the dangerous swimming and boating, beach erosion, and high water spots, especially at times of high tide on the coast. That's Murdoch's Pleasure Piers right there. Look at the angry surf out here coming all the way up to the base of the seawall there. And then this is Blue Water Beach just up on the Bolivar Peninsula. And winds down here have been gusting to 35, 36 miles an hour. That's a wind gust during the past hour in Galveston. That's what's pushing the surf up way up onto the beach. And when you get it up here over and over, hour after hour, it can cause additional beach erosion along our beaches. Inland wind, Sugar Land had a gust to 26. Houston a gust to 25. Tomball's had a gust to 24. Let's see, Wharton had a gust to 29 during the past hour. Because of all that surf action and wind and wave action along the coast, there is a coastal flood warning in effect for all of the coast and around the Galveston Bay complex. Shoreline erosion is one of the biggest threats from this, as this wind and wave action will last through the overnight and through most of tomorrow as well. As we look at the radar, nothing too big and bad as far as rain. We've got a couple of heavy downpours near the coast, but those are weakening and moving west into Brazoria and Matagorda County. Scatter showers in Walker County. There's more widespread light rain offshore, but as we zoom out, you can see our system, which is struggling to develop down here in the southern Gulf of Mexico. The center of this tropical disturbance has not closed off a low. It's been exposed from the deep convection, and so it has not developed into a depression or a tropical storm so far today. Hurricane Center thinks it might. It still has it on a track heading toward Tampico, making landfall tomorrow night. We'll go over much more in detail what that forecast means for the inland Houston area when I see you again in a couple of minutes.
Certainly looks much better for Houston proper. Thank you, David. But right now, many beaches in Brazoria County are closed as the tropical system churns farther south.
And visitors may be taking matters into their own hands if they dare to swim. Jason Miles is live from Surfside Beach with a closer look at the conditions there. Jason?
Hey there, guys. I heard David talk about wind speeds. I've measured wind speeds in the 30s according to this little gauge here in Surfside today. Meantime, the surf here in Surfside remains rough. The waves are high. They were overtopping the rocks here a little earlier, but for now, at least, the rain has stopped. And while officials say they hate making decisions to close beaches, they felt it was the right thing to do today. No swimming flags now fly in Surfside, where beaches are temporarily off limits to cars and trucks, and people are urged to stay out of the water.
I don't want to do it, but for safety reasons, I have to.
Mayor Greg Bisso,
You're the mayor? Yes, sir, I am.
Convinced this surfer to turn around, although he admits some people will always ignore warnings.
And we're doing this for the safety of the public and also the safety of my employees, my officers, who would have to go out there and rescue these people if they got in trouble.
Landon Manatra and his daughter were more worried about the rain.
It was pretty fun. I like the big waves.
You didn't feel scared?
A little.
Dad says he made sure she didn't walk out too far.
Just it's pulling in and out so hard, you get trapped up in a wave, it'll pull you right out.
And it just sank right on down.
Surfside resident Skillet says he pulled several vehicles from the beach before the city shut down access, but he's more concerned about swimmers.
You know, you go off, if you go off, if you go up, you could go down on the beach and you get sucked out. Ain't nobody gonna come help you.
Brazoria County closed access to beaches it oversees today as well, but does not expect any major issues, although assets are at the ready just in case.
What I always advise folks during times like this is watch your trusted news sources and pay attention and take care of yourself.
I'm in Surfside today, was in Galveston yesterday. I called up there a short time ago to see how things were going. The Beach Patrol telling me the beaches on Galveston remain open, but they're warning people not to go any farther out than, say, knee deep. Reporting live from Surfside, Jason Miles, KHOU 11 News.
Yeah, you go out on these stories, you never know who you're going to run into. Thanks for talking to Mr. Skillet there. That's quite a name. Thank you, Jason.
All right, not too far from Surfside, we find Jalissa Garza live on Galveston Bay. Jalissa, what are the conditions like where you are?
Well, Mia, the wind has just picked up within the last 15 minutes, but you can see this hasn't stopped people from spending time out here fishing or even braving the waters to take their boats out. We just saw one not too long ago, but like I mentioned, the wind has picked up. We've had rain on and off, but I want to give you a closer look at the parking lot here at Clear Lake Park. This is the boating ramp. So normally cars could park right down here, but as you can see, the water is covering a large part of those parking spaces, and as that tide comes in, the waves are just feeling stronger and stronger. I'm not gonna lie to you, I almost slipped earlier. I don't know if that's because I'm clumsy or because of the impact of the tide right now. But we see some people that are packing up now and starting to head out. But again, there's still people out here braving the waters and just keeping a close eye. For now, reporting live, Jalissa Garza, KHOU 11 News.
All right, be careful out there, Jalissa, in the water.
Yes, indeed. Corpus Christi, more than 200 miles southwest of Galveston, expecting even worse conditions. Our Matt Doherty is in Corpus tonight, much closer to where this system could make landfall. How's it looking there tonight, Matt?
Well, it's pretty rough out here right now, Lynn. We got here about 35 minutes ago, and if you're familiar with Corpus, you'll know where we are. We're at Cole Park, and you can see the bay is choppy behind me. You won't find any boats out there tonight, and it is awfully windy. Check out this wind gauge here. We're going to measure what the wind speeds are tracking at right now, and it looks like between 15 and 19 miles per hour right now. We saw it as high as 22 a minute ago. If you take a look over there, you can see some of those waves coming up and lapping ashore. They're supposed to get up to 10 feet high overnight. Also overnight, they're expecting 6 to 10 inches of rain to fall on the city of Corpus Christi. That's into tomorrow. If you add up all the total rain that's expected to fall by Thursday, that's going to be between 10 and 12 inches of rain. So we're just going to have to wait and see how the city manages all that rain coming over here in the next couple of days. And of course, we will be here. Our next update for you will be tonight at 10 o'clock. Lynn, back to you.
Should be quite a scene tonight. That's a whole lot of rain coming there. Matt, thank you.
In the meantime, be sure to download the free KHOU 11 app. You'll be the first to know if upcoming weather will impact you. And if you enter your zip code, we'll send you alerts when severe weather heads your way.